Welcome to the channel.
Channel.
Chanel number 5.
High society.
Yes.
We shop at Target.
Speak for yourself. I do Walmart.
I'm going to Walmart.
I'm at the dollar store, man.
Oh, I
Yeah.
forgot we're in Arizona. We're going to the Walmart.
Hey, it's better than New Mexico. It's like it's over there. Especially if you're, if you're ever in New Mexico and been around, yeah, you'll understand when people start pointing with their lips. So,
We do that in the South too.
yeah,
Bill Coy brought it up one time. That's a Filipino thing too.
really,
Where?
yeah, it's over there.
You know, about 2 years ago, Billy Bob got in a fight with his brother Joe down there at the movie theater. Well, about a mile before that, you want to make a right.
Yeah. Sad thing is, as much brain damage as we have, there's not a whole lot difference between that and any other type of landmark we use to describe, how to get to. It's like, yeah, you see that bright ass wall that's on the corner? Yeah, you make a left there. And right before
you
the
see the crosswalk.
And then
Get in
just
the
when you
middle lane.
think you're in the wrong spot, you ain't.
Yeah, or just when you think you've gone too far, you ain't gone far enough. You keep going. The other thing is that, speaking of segues, so veterans are a special breed. Anyone that's been around one for more than 5 minutes or hung out at a VA waiting room knows this. We do things differently. There is no 3 ways about it. Although a 3-way does sound kind of nice, depending on who's involved. So besides the, pissing contest and dick measuring contest that goes on in the waiting room with people talking about their past.
Special forces.
Oh, yeah. PX Rangers. And it's like even the women are involved in the dick measuring contest, which I have no idea why or how, or, I just don't care. We handle things differently. We do things differently. When it comes to things like, say, grief and loss, when someone dies, it's like, well, sucks for them. It's not that we're emotionally dead, although that is in some cases, how it works. Yeah, it's our coping mechanism. It's not that we're unfeeling bastards. Internally, we're grieving, but because the mission comes first and it's suck it up, drive on, we deal with it as it comes and we just move past it until we have the time and energy to deal with it properly.
And then we'll take care of it on our own.
Mm-hmm. So, the other part, how to feed and handle your vet.
Well, if you're feeding us, get your hands out of the way because we tend to move fast at the dinner table.
Yeah. If you don't want to miss fingers, don't get between us and food. The other part is, as long as it's edible, we don't care. We appreciate the good tasting stuff, but we know that's so few and far between in our experience, especially in the military. We're used to stuff that is so unidentifiable that the government has yet to classify it, and the FDA won't touch it.
The Alpo burger and the MREs.
I like
The ham
malted barley and
slice.
hops.
That's anything but
And liquor.
ham. Good.
I said I like malted barley and hops and liquor.
Yeah.
And midget strippers.
Yeah. But like the ham slice MRE that had the rainbow glow to it.
The omelet with ham.
Yes.
Oh, God.
Tuna noodle. I
Oh,
happen
no.
to know tuna goes bad. At
Yes.
some point, eggs go bad. Tuna goes bad. Shelf-stable bread. I never understood this one. There were times I ate it because I had no choice.
Mm-hmm.
That Chinese chicken T-rat gets old after so many meals in a row.
Yeah. So bottom line is, if you're feeding us, as long as it's edible, and even that's negotiable, we've had worse. We appreciate it. We don't care what it looks like, tastes like, whatever, as long as it gets the job done. We have a full belly or full enough belly to keep going on with our day. So When it comes to priorities, well, let's see.
Liquor and whores.
No, that's more wants rather than needs. Basic needs. We're fed. We
sleep and play.
Eat. We've ate enough. We slept enough. And then as far as extracurricular activities involved with the sleeping is a whole different ball of wax.
No, men are easy. Women are complicated, but men are easy. Eat, sleep, play. Everything we do has to do with one of those three. Why do we go to work? So I have a place to sleep, so I have food to eat, and so I have money to pay for my toys.
Yep.
That's it.
But I'm talking veterans in general. You don't mess with our pay, you don't mess with our food, and you don't mess with our time off. As long as those three needs are met, everything else is negotiable to a point. We can work with it. Now,
I think you need a refill.
Yeah, and I was about ready to tell him. So Doofy here was a recruiter. We try not to hold that against him.
Wow,
we try not to hold anything against him. Thank God you don't have smell-o-vision.
Yeah.
I hold it against me. Shit.
So while you're at it, can you hand me the sweet peach, the honey, and the
sweet peach?
Yep.
And the honey. Oh, come on. Think skinny. Here we go.
Think tall. And the Sprite.
Sprite.
Yeah. Generic Sprite. Okay, so while I'm mixing, you guys talk.
So, should you choose to support us, booze is good. Beer is good. We've talked about this amongst ourselves beforehand. We're not prissy drinkers. We're not big on these fancy beers that everybody's coming out with. I mean, what do you think there, Doofy?
Well, I'm a connoisseur of beers. I'm down to drink just about anything. For God's sakes, I went to Korea and drank their beer.
My condolences.
Yeah, I'm not super picky. But like as you can see here, I drink Mick Ultra because I like the taste. But I'll also drink a Budweiser, a Bud Light. I'll drink a Coors. I'll drink Mexican beers, Coronas, Tecates, Dos Equis. So like I'm an equal opportunity employer.
Equal opportunity drinker.
I know when I started a lawsuit here, there's just one beer that I've had in the recent past that I'm vehemently against, and that would be Voodoo Ranger. Do not fucking drink that unless you have a death wish. Sorry, that was my one. I should be shot for that.
Well, we bought it. We have a wall at my house where we cut the labels off and we put them up on the wall as we try them out. And it's got an absolutely amazing box. It really does. It is a fucking cool. That's two. So we got one more. It is a really cool box. Now we're digging out the guns. We're digging out the guns. They're in the box over there. Because we're only, amongst ourselves, we have decided the rule is 3 F-bombs. So he introduced with one.
There's two more in there.
One. Is there?
So yeah. we got one more.
Sure.
Yeah, well, no, I didn't miss it. That's why I was asking for the guns.
So now anybody who uses an F-bomb gets shot, and our editor has to bleep it out because we agreed on 3.
Yeah, and this is the notice for the editor to know when to
bleep.
Because I know it's going to happen soon. Although it's probably going to be me.
It could be any one of us.
Fair enough. So, anything you'd like to bring up on the feeding and caring for your veteran?
Yes, kind of like what the Cajun said here earlier about the beer and how it had a nice box. I've encountered some ladies that are the same thing. They've got a great box and look wonderful on the outside, but the content was so not worth dealing with.
Well, that's just relationships in general, and that goes both ways. I'm sorry to say. Because you got to wonder, it's like, why is she with him and why is he with her? Because it's just some things that just don't really mesh.
Oh, I say the same thing about me, too. I look at some girls that I've dated and be like, why the hell are you doing that to yourself? Are you punishing yourself for some shit?
Probably. There's been.
You can do way better.
Well, the sad thing is, I know I can't. So I just,
Oh.
as far as standards go, I don't have any. As long as she's nice to me, I don't really care. There are some.
I kind of like the mean ones.
Well,
I'm the only one of us that's married, by the way.
yeah, I've been in a relationship for 20 years now.
Well, I mean, look at this. I mean, it goes without saying.
Rosie doesn't count.
I'll have you know, the stranger does. Oh.
So, other topics to talk about. When it comes to relationships, going from military to civilian, well, quote unquote civilian, because kind of like the Marines, we never really leave. It's just kind of ingrained into our souls at this point. We still, look at time first in the military, the 0800 and 1600s and stuff like that, and it takes a minute for me to even translate back to civilian time from 24-hour clock to 12-hour clock. Have you had any changing gears without a clutch moments in the transition?
Dude, I married a Mexican townie.
Well, that's
my
on
whole
you.
life is about shifting gears.
Without a clutch. But I mean, that just goes with you being married.
I'm just saying, the one rule in the military is always you don't date somebody else in the military unless you think it's really, really going to go somewhere and you're willing to put your career on hold for it. And number two, you don't date a townie.
Well, the other one was.
And I did.
Well,
and it turned into something. And after years and years, we dated longer than any of my marriages lasted previously before we got married. And we've now been married longer than any of my previous marriages lasted. So I learned something in my previous marriages, but her, and I love her to death, but her limited view of the world makes it a lot easier for me to be with her.
Sidebar caveat, folks. For those of you that are watching that are still on active duty, do not get married to get out of the barracks. Do not go out and marry a stripper and buy a Camaro on 25% interest and make sure that your supervisor has to get dragged through hell just to deal with what you just done. So,
and the other thing that the third point I was going to bring up, you can't marry in your own unit. Conflict of interest. Because if you get deployed and she doesn't, or
if you get deployed together,
yeah,
which I've seen. Matter of fact, we got deployed to Iraq for OIF. This is before there was a number attached to it. This was OIF. We asked, because we had a couple that were married, we asked them if the commander walked in and caught you two boning, what would you do? And she's like, oh, I'd freak out. La, 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 la. And he's like, I keep going. I'm already caught.
Yeah.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
And she stopped, and I mean, you could see her brain hit a brick wall as she tried to figure out how to respond to him saying that he would just keep going. Because we knew it was happening.
Yeah.
I mean, we're not stupid, especially living in those kind of tight quarters. But
oh yeah, and the field wife and the field husbands and
barracks bunnies,
the porta potty princesses.
Oh no. Yeah, and for those who don't know, I'm sure you've. Here's the general PSA for our channel. If you are considered a child, this is not the place for you. If you are wondering about what the military is like, welcome aboard. If you are easily offended,
go away.
We've
already offended you.
Yeah, we are not gonna apologize.
If
If
you are if you are in the mental health industry business and you are looking for a case study, you have probably found the perfect.
Yep.
Oh, hold on. You completely missed me, dude.
Who, me?
Yeah.
Sorry.
Where did our ammo go? I only had one round. Oh, there's one round.
Yeah.
That was all yours.
Yeah. Let's see.
You're pointing to it.
Oh, right there.
So the other thing,
That's bad. I shot myself.
if you're one of those people who like to clutch their pearls and complain and say, "Oh my," the best you're gonna get out of us is a pearl necklace and tell you to move on.
I was waiting on that. I was so waiting on that.
I had to put it in, and that's what she
I
said.
We will read about it in the comments, and we will laugh our asses off.
And roast you for it at length.
Are we allowed to do that? We're allowed to roast in comments?
Oh yeah,
I didn't know we could do that.
yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh,
So,
hell.
Comment
All
at
right.
your own discretion.
All right.
So if you want a spotlight shown on you and made to entertain us, feel free.
He said, hey.
Because
Yeah.
we will extrapolate a lot of information about you, your life, your lifestyle,
Your
your
bloodline,
choices,
your whole family tree.
your parents' choices in having you.
Yeah, and we are not going to
Mom
be.
should have swallowed.
We are going to roast you in the comments. We are going to applaud you if you come up with something actually creative and something we haven't thought of. It's like, oh yeah, why didn't we think of that? If there's something you'd like us to talk about, being military, being reserve, being
Equor Mafia.
hey,
If you need strategy tips, feel free to reach out to us. You know, we can point you in the right direction. Might be able to hook you up with somebody, tell you who in your unit to look for, what cues you're missing, who can help you out.
and also if you're also in the transition stage from military active duty or from military to civilian, and you have questions, we can probably point you in the right direction. And above all else, I don't know, this would be considered a parody channel if nothing else. We don't even take ourselves seriously, therefore you should not take us that serious.
We don't take each other seriously, and we're the best of friends.
Yeah.
That's just a hallmark.
So one of the things that we also would like to discuss on this channel, basic veteran etiquette. And this is very, very important. If you see someone with a veteran hat, or someone happens to have served, never say thank you for your service. Save that
Don't say never. Because a lot of veterans of the current generation, that is more appropriate than it is to the older guys.
Well, and the only reason I say don't, only because, and save it for, like, say, your emergency responders, your police, your ambulance, paramedics, firefighters, things of that nature. For veterans, say welcome home, because you are not necessarily going to know what generation, although you can pretty much maybe guess, what generation from their age. But if you say welcome home, it means a lot more to those who've actually deployed. Whether it be...
Well, and everybody who signed the blank check, and we'll talk about the blank check, but everybody who signed the blank check left home. I don't know anybody who did basic training from mama's basement. everybody left. Even if on your contract you got home base assignment and you got assigned to whatever,
National Guard or Reserve.
active duty does it too.
Yeah.
We're in southern Arizona. I know plenty of people who got Fort Huachuca as their first assignment because it was right across the street from the house.
Mm-hmm.
But then they were a year there and got sent somewhere else. Did they know if they were getting sent somewhere where they might deploy? No. They might get sent to a unit that's already deployed. They might somehow, and I've seen it done, I've seen people in the current day and age go 20 years without ever earning a right shoulder patch. And it was just pure dumb luck.
Yeah.
I knew one of them. He straight up said, I'm retiring the day this is over. I got stop lossed from my retirement to go to OIF. If I don't get to shoot somebody, my career has been a waste. And he was a slick sleeve.
And those are the ones you generally have to watch out for. Another thing. So there's a whole lot of videos out there on what not to ask a vet. Like, have you killed anyone? How many did you kill? What's your body count like?
You ever seen
No.
death?
No. Unless you're asking to start something you may not be able to finish, don't even bother bringing it up. It is not worth it.
99 times out of 100, they're not going to answer you anyways. And
Yeah.
a lot of the time, if you get an answer, it's made up.
Yeah. Because those of us who have don't want to talk about it. Those of us who haven't
don't want to talk about it.
And it's the same thing as like asking a chick what her body count is. It's
asking if your mother loves anal.
Yeah. There's just some things that if you're that curious,
that's appropriate.
If you're that curious, just keep it buried somewhere deep where it will never see the light of day, because we don't play those games.
I, for one, would kind of like to know if your mother likes anal. Just saying.
Well, I mean, if they're willing to share.
Do you want to know if your mother likes anal?
Well, I would hope not, because she's ashes right now. But
But you know what I'm saying.
Well, actually, that wouldn't
have bothered me. But
I mean, it would actually involve a whole other set of physics involved.
Indeed. True.
So I was giving a speech to the faculty of the local community college about veterans and this topic in particular, veteran etiquette. That morning, I had mouth surgery. Not insignificant mouth surgery. We're talking some pretty major stuff. I was stoned. I had to be driven to go do this. So I met with the first group, no problem. Get through it, no problem. Get to the second group. My painkillers are wearing off. The stuff they shot my face up with is wearing off. I'm miserable. I'm in pain. My mouth is bleeding. I'm sitting there with a napkin as I'm talking to these guys. And thank God the president of the university was in the first group, because I looked at the second group and says, you really want to know how inappropriate it is? Because they were being difficult. I says, does your mother like anal? Turned around and walked away.
Had this kid bagging groceries at our local supermarket, and he saw my veteran hat. His first question, now granted, this was while OIF was or OEF or in Afghanistan and all that shit show was still going on, was still active. His first question was, how many people did you kill? I had to turn around and walk out the store, because that question triggered me so bad that if I stayed any longer, I would have planted his face into the floor. That's how violent a reaction, because of the trauma involved around that question, was.
Just because we're wearing veteran gear, hat, shirt, I wear a belt buckle that says Army on it. I got to get one that says Cavalry. I don't know what happened to mine over the years. I've been homeless. I've moved. It's gone. I got to get a new one. We don't wear this to elicit a response from other people. We wear it so we can identify each other.
And it's not
If
necessary.
I come up to you as a veteran and I'm wearing the gear and you're wearing the gear and I says, hey, welcome home, and shake your hand, you know it's in goodwill.
Yeah.
If a stranger walks up to me and says, thank you for your service, because they've seen the hat, then that puts me in a spot where I have to respond for something that may not have anything to do with this guy. I enlisted to make a better world for my future children. And after a career, my son wanted to enlist. And I had to talk him out of it because I don't think it would have been the right lifestyle for him. And there's some medical issues that came up that were going to keep him from going. But he wanted to go. And, you know, number one, that meant the world to me that my son wouldn't follow in my footsteps. But I didn't want him to have to go. I didn't want him to see what I saw to keep him from having to see it.
With me, it was I wore my veteran hat when I go out as more of a warning flag. Don't talk to me. Don't mess with me. I don't want to be bothered.
Medicated for your benefit, not mine.
Well, then again, the VA does the whole, medic. So as I was saying, as far as me wearing the veteran stuff, I usually use it as a warning flag to keep people away. Although even when I'm not wearing it, when I was going on the bus, going to the community college, apparently I had a talk to me sign, strapped to my freaking forehead because everyone would want to come over, sit down and start talking to me like it's the most natural thing in the world. Like I was their buddy for years. And it's like, I don't even know you. Why are you talking to me? I want to be left alone. That's why I'm wearing the stuff I'm wearing. Because I've been through enough traumatic events in my time in service and even some stuff before, but I'm not getting into that I don't like people. Humans, I can tolerate. People, I have a hard time dealing with on a day-to-day basis.